Hey, what's good everyone? It's MA76B-Ball. I'm back at it again with another video for you. And today I've got First on Court episode 9 featuring the Under Armour Curry 3. And let's just jump right into things. First of all, I want to give you the kind of like the scenario or the context of how it was being used. I went to an outdoor court. I just got back actually. I just finished wolfing down some gyoza. Woo! And it was like 8 degrees out there, maybe 7 or 8 degrees, and there was a wind chill for sure, and that brought it down to like, I don't know, 4 or something like that. But you know, sun was shining. It was a great day to get out there. I'm lucky because you know my kids are in school right now, so I had some time to myself. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed myself out there. It was a great time, and like I've always mentioned, maybe you've seen like my story, whatever that feature is called on Instagram. You know, use the elements to help with your training, you know, so it's freezing, the air is cold, things are dry, so it makes it difficult to control the ball, you know, shooting in the wind. So all those sorts of things, you know, the X factors, variables, use it just to, just push your skills forward. So anyways, guys, let's jump into this. So it was my first go in the Curry 3, and I did a total of hour and a half on an outdoor court, and this is what went down. So first of all, traction as usual. It features a herringbone traction, which is great. It's old school. It's time tested. I wish it was on shoes more often because you really can't go wrong with herringbone. And another old school feature, it's got the pivot point as well. So just, yeah, I don't know, just adds to reliability of traction in different types of situations. So on that outdoor court, it held fine, not fine, it held great. I'll show you the traction test here. So I gave it a go, you know, typical like 3 times, and I just thought, why don't I just do it from the back view as well. And when I was doing that specific test, it totally held. And then in addition to that, just moving around on the court and cutting and, you know, just doing moves that were just, you know, aimed towards trying to get the shoe to push out a little bit. Traction, the grip was completely on point. So yeah, that's that in a nutshell for, you know, the first hour and a half on an outdoor court. So I would imagine on an indoor court it would be phenomenal. Now, after that, cushioning. Now, cushioning here on the Curry 3. I'm going to compare it to the 2.5, the Curry 2.5, because in terms of the shoes that I have sitting right there in my room, the Curry 2.5 at the moment is my #1 shoe. It's the best shoe that I've ever played in at the moment for my needs. And the cushioning, I don't know, it's tough to say. Honestly, it was a little bit clunky for me. Particularly the heel strike. I did use these to go to work yesterday, and I noticed walking to work and walking back home that the heel strike was kind of clunky. And I was, optimistic. I thought it might change up when you're moving at basketball speeds or game speeds, but it was still, unfortunately, that heel strike for me, it was kind of clunky. Then moving to the cushioning in the forefoot. When I was doing the skipping rope, you know, they felt really good. It's firm. We all know Charge is a little bit on the firm side, and they said it was softened up somewhat compared to the 2 and perhaps the 2.5. So when I was doing the skipping rope, they felt great because what you have, like, you know, on the flip side of firm cushioning, you have like direct energy transfer. So it was very responsive and very reactive. There's no lag. That's what I'm trying to say. There was no lag in the response. However, as I went into like, you know, shooting around and driving to the hoop and, you know, moving faster, and as that hour and a half went by, maybe it was a little, I guess the ride wasn't soft enough for me. Now, don't get it twisted, people. There are a lot of players out there, for example, Curry himself, that's what they are looking for. They're not, you know, necessarily concerned with impact protection or rejection. They want the responsive ride, immediate reaction. So, you know, that's probably what it's aimed at. So I'm not taking anything away from the shoe. That's probably, you know, that type of player will probably benefit from the shoe. But just wasn't my cup of tea, you know what I mean? So that's the cushioning. That's my little summary on the cushioning. Now moving up, they got some nice features. There's a couple of carbon plates, wings. There's a particular technical term for them, but anyways, and then there's another carbon shank for torsional rigidity, and those are nice. It's just, it makes the shoe pretty light. Funny looking when you look at it. I don't know. It just seems like possibly the shoe might be kind of heavy if you look at it in pictures or something like that. But the shoe it's pretty light. It's pretty light. So the materials are on point. You got the thread-borne upper on this side, and then you got the anafoam on this side. Now, so that will bring me to fit, right? And the fits now, being straight up, this is a half size too big for me. Okay, and so what I did, I double socked, because that's kind of a common thing that I would do if the shoe's a little bit too big. So I did double sock, and tightening up the shoe, I mentioned before that I do have to tighten my shoes quite tight because I'm so skinny. It was still, I didn't really feel the materials, really wrapping my foot that well. Granted, it's only the first hour and a half. That's the point of this episode, just a first time experience. And yeah, I mean, they were breathable, that's for sure. I could feel like there was a cold wind going on out there, and I could feel the wind coming through, so that's a good sign. So vapor can get out. But yeah, it was all right. It was all right. It was not the greatest fit for me. So overall, just making this short and sweet. The downer for this shoe for me was the cushioning and the clunkiness. Also, I think I've got a couple clips, show me sprinting here, because I was checking out the transition. First few clips, I'm sprinting on the ball of my foot. This is the type of sprinting that you do when you're practicing for vertical leaps. You keep your toes pointed towards the sky or towards your shin, so you're running on the ball of your foot. You land on the ball of your foot, and you push off on the ball of your foot, and you land on the ball of your foot again. So again, that's where the cushioning was kind of, it's firm, but it was very reactive, which was great. But then I did a couple of sprints where I just, your typical jog where you strike on your heel and you go through the whole gait and you toe off. The transition wasn't that very smooth. It wasn't slap, slap, slap kind of thing, but it could have been smoother, that's for sure. And that may be the case because that overall it's somewhat of a firmer type of setup, at least in my experience, people. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sure it's a great performer for a lot of people out there. By all means, this is just my initial thoughts. I will not do a full in-depth review on this. There's a lot of high quality reviews out there on YouTube. Just look it up and you can get some more opinions from other people. But is it going to be in my rotation? Not so much, but it definitely, what I liked is when I wore it to work, it was a head turner for sure. Just that blue just, shoots out when the light's on it. So yeah, it was a great experience. Massive shout out to 3F_training on Instagram. Thank you very much for sending them over. I'm stoked and I'm very appreciative. And also for Stag and Hoops, my boys, for shipping things over. I'm gonna stop rambling, guys. That's that. Hopefully it'll benefit a lot of other players out there who will find it a fantastic performer. But for this hour and a half that I was out there, not so much for me. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Guess what? I've got part 2 coming right up, because as soon as I was done with this, I put on the Adidas D-Rose 7 Prime Knit. So yeah, I gotta start filming that one right now, start editing that one out there right now, and I'll post it for you ASAP. Thanks for dropping by, guys, and much love to all of you out there. Peace.